Good morning, everyone. Licensed clinician Ami Clark and certified end-of-life doula. I'm making a video this morning. It's Tuesday morning, the 3rd of September, if you can believe it, because I can't believe it's already September. But I'm making a video because, and this is more about being a death doula as well as being a licensed clinician. But this is the subject of assisted suicide, which is not legal in New York State. Sadly, I do believe in assisted suicide for terminally ill people, where their quality of life is just done and they're living and suffering in pain. Now, I am aware that hospice care has a lot of palliative care to care for the suffering aspects of dying. However, it's still hospice care, and not everyone wants to go through that. Some people actually just want to end it because of the pain that they are in. Especially if it's like stage 4 pancreatic cancer or a brain tumor that is inoperable but malignant and will cause a lot of suffering during the dying process. I was watching a video about this woman, I think it took place somewhere in Britain, about this woman who had assisted suicide because she had a kind of muscular dystrophy that caused a lot of pain, and it was hereditary, so it hurt a lot of generations in her family, and her quality of life was destroyed, and she couldn't do it anymore. It was so much pain. It was everything that she, wanted out of quality of life that was taken from her because of this. So she decided to take the trip to Switzerland and actually have the assisted suicide, which means that she would be the one to have to press the button on the IV for the medicine to go in to basically end her life. Reading the comments on here, on that video, was, I guess, as expected, especially when you have all the evangelical Christians, the religious people coming in and pretty much using a lot of shame and fear to judge this poor woman, And the problem with that is that, fine, if you don't believe in assisted suicide because of your religion, that's fine. That's fine. That's your religion. That's your beliefs. But you don't have a right to be going and trying to tell people how they should believe and what they should do. Despite the fact that there's this thing called freedom of speech, I think people forget that there are consequences to that. And one of those consequences is someone to go tell you to go screw yourself or go no contact with you if they know what you're going to tell them, if they make a final decision like this. I know that my husband and I have talked about this, my husband being the person who has experienced losing someone very close to him after being their caregiver for over 5 years, and saw what their quality of life was like, saw them diminishing, and it really was awful for them. This person wanted to live, so of course they kept going, but this person ended up dying, and it was a lot of suffering before they died, basically. But my husband and I have talked about it because he doesn't want to ever go through that. He knows that if he were to be diagnosed with something that is terminal and will cause a lot of suffering, he already told me he will go on his own terms. Me, I don't know yet, but I know that I am going to respect my husband's wishes. That's for damn sure, without putting him down or nothing. As much as I would hate for that to happen to him, I have an obligation to respect those wishes, just like he has an obligation to respect mine. He doesn't have to like it. I don't have to like it, but I'm still going to respect it and not make him feel crappy for making his decision, and vice versa. So I guess the moral of this entire video right now is basically people make choices, and those choices are theirs. They don't belong to anyone else. And if people out there are religious and see that their religion gets in the way and feel that they need to try and, either shame the person, try to make the person change their mind, they need to realize that they have no control over anyone's decisions. And that person's decision is not about them or their religion. It is about what their needs are, where the person who's making the decisions, their needs are. It needs to be respected. I know that death can be difficult, but people need to understand that death is also a personal thing, especially when the person is terminally ill and suffering. So that's basically it. And I guess that's all I got to say about that. That's my rant for today. And I hope the rest of you have a lovely rest of your week, this first week of September.